Greetings, folks, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you on Global Leadership Perspective. Today being a beautiful Sunday, I must say that we've had a wonderful time in the presence of the Lord, and I've had to do this recording because I have just seen, rather, we have seen a glimpse of leadership at display. And I have to say that indeed this is good news and it is exciting. And because we have been making comments and sentiment where this is concerned, it cannot escape without talking about it, even though it is late. New development has just taken place. We have seen this evening the President, Mr. Ruto, has extended an olive branch to the opposition led by Mr. Raila Odinga, and he's saying he's willing to engage in a dialogue with them to address the issues at hand. And I have to congratulate him and say that is a positive thing, and this is what we've been talking about. And so that is indeed good leadership that has been offered where that is concerned. And coming to the opposition again, they've just issued a statement a few minutes ago, and they are saying that they have received that with all the positiveness, and they are open to this kind of dialogue. And I also we also must appreciate them and indeed thank God for this kind of consideration. It is quite necessary and important for our country and even for us as a people of the country. So indeed, this is the kind of leadership we've been talking about, because we have said before that confrontation is not the best way to solve some of these challenges, and dialogue can always help to mitigate, or if not even to provide a lasting solution where these things are concerned. So we want to appreciate these two leaders together with their teams for having accepted this initiative, and we really appreciate this kind of gesture. We really thank God for it. And and this is what I have to say is that we want to believe that indeed going forward, because the president has mentioned a few things. The opposition also has mentioned a few things, and they are still insisting, and in their conversation, they are irreducible minimums such as the cost of living, the electoral justice, and on that note, reinstatement of the 4 commissioners that were dismissed, and also they have mentioned the issue of having servers opened, and also all the people that have been arrested during the protest and picketing to be released unconditionally. And they have also talked about the media, because we have seen what has been happening, and especially on Thursday what happened to media. And by the way, today also media conducted a peaceful demo, and they really castigated what the government has of late been doing where media is concerned. But also the opposition is really saying that the media has to be one of the item where this dialogue is concerned. And having said that, maybe it is in order to make a few general comments where this is concerned, because number one, or, or the first general comment is that dialogue is the best option, because when people keep on getting on the street, we have people do not mean well for the country, the thugs, who takes advantage. And that's why we end up seeing people being looted and others beaten up and killed, and also giving that kind of an opportunity for provocation from either side, be it from even the security apparatus or the supporters of the opposition. And so that kind of confrontation will only result to what is not good. And this is so because we know that our democracy is still delicate, and especially our police has still a long way to go, where handling or really conducting themselves in a professional manner. And so this is quite in order, just to this call for dialogue is quite in order. And so what I'm saying is that dialogue has to be given a chance. And so and that is leadership. And for anybody who means well for the country, really we have to give dialogue a chance. And so let's give these two groups a chance to engage in dialogue, and hopefully that solutions is going to be found where some of the pertinent issues that are being pointed out are concerned. And I'm sure right now they are hardliners. There are people who are on the government side who feel that this is indeed a bad decision. There are people also, supporters on the opposition side, who feel that this is a bad decision. I want to address specifically such people and tell them, as I've said before, let us give dialogue a chance. And to you who are supporters of either of the group, either the government or the opposition, it is upon your incumbent to really understand that country really cannot continue to be governed in that state of confrontation, because at the end of the day, it really derails a lot of progress that can mean well for the country and also for the people of the country. So supporters, wherever you are, you may feel offended about it, some of you, but I feel that you also need to be encouraged and need to be reminded that dialogue can be one of the ways that can help to bring solutions to the kind of the demands and the kind of the things that you want to be addressed. And so, wherever you are, indeed, you need to understand that. And the other thing that I would like to point in terms of general, it has to do with honesty. Uh, the pronouncement has been made that doors are open from both sides to have this kind of conversation, but I hope that there is honesty from both of the team, and I hope that there are no games, no monkey games in it, so as to try and salvage the situation. When you look at the circumstance and what has been happening, really does not call for such kind of dishonesty and games. So I hope and pray that both of the parties involved, from the government side and also from the opposition side, that they are approaching this kind of dialogue with all the degree of honesty, so as to really interrogate the issues that has been raised and to come up with a long-lasting solution that is going to help and help to see the progress of the country. The other thing that also I think that is important, and both of these parties has to be seized, and it has clearly come out from the opposition, and I think they must not sleep on their job. Is the issue of having a well-structured kind of a dialogue, a well-structured dialogue. I've seen they are also advising or encouraging that they would, or saying they would like even to see some of the experts coming from outside just to be part of the team to help them deal with this issue. And whichever it goes, if they need expert from outside, that's all right. And by the way, they can even consult us. We are ready. We are outside, so we can come as consultants and experts to help them when this issue is concerned. So primarily, a well-structured kind of dialogue is really needed. And so if this can be done, then it can really help to have a very objective and a very focused kind of conversation that I believe at the end of the day can bear fruits and subsequently help the country. And so that's it. The other thing that also I feel should not be ignored is the issue of the tone of supporters of either side. They are hardliners. They are people who have vowed and say they would not want to see any kind of conversation and dialogue between these two camps and these two kind of groups. And so I want to advise and pray that these hardliners are going to tone down, because toning down will give dialogue a chance. And I just hope they will see the wisdom in such kind of advice, and tone down, and try to look at Kenya in a bigger perspective, because most of the hardliners you'll find at the end of the day, because this has to do with politics, they have personal interests, and that's why they will not want to see such kind of things happening. And where we are at as a country, it is very easy to slip beneath and find ourselves at a point where we cannot control what is happening. And we have examples of countries that began just that way and found themselves in a bad place. For example, Rwanda and so many other on the continent. And so these hardliners, they have to tone down. When the process is going on, they need to watch their language. They need to watch their conduct. They need to watch their behavior, and just conform to the kind of the leadership their leaders are offering. That is, if they believe their leaders, and if they believe in the kind of the leadership their leaders are offering. In this case, the leadership of Mr. Ruto, the president, and in the leadership of Mr. Raila, the opposition leader. And so that can really help where this issue is concerned. But I have again to say I'm excited about this, as much as it's just the beginning of the event. It's just a glimpse of it, but we pray and hope that the process will continue well, and at the end of the day, the process will be productive. The process will be effective, efficient, and effective. Otherwise, let's see how it unfolds, and let's continue praying and hoping that all shall go well. The King bless Kenya and the process that is just beginning, because the opposition have given an ultimatum of 1 week, and of course that is okay, because one of the things, but even before I conclude, I have to talk about is the issue of time frame. Time frame in all these things is very crucial, it's very important, and so they just, in order to try and give a bit of time frame in terms of saying within a week, if this thing is not going to be solved, they don't see any positive thing in it, they're going to resolve back on the street. So let's hope that the best will come out of it. The King bless Kenya.